It's all right. And we are live with the 1 year anniversary show with two special guests. I want to thank StallionsDen and Pille for joining us today. And we are going to pepper them with questions about Teragon and Compo Pack because we're mean and vicious here at 7 Days AC. So, if you don't mind, I want to start with Pille. Since he has work today. So, Teragon, what made you decide to make your own map creation program?
No, that's really not easy to answer. Sometimes I wonder why I'm doing this to myself, but I have some Unity projects and I needed some landscape generation for this project. So it's actually not for 7 days, but for my own projects.
So you adapted this to work with 7 Days besides your own projects?
Yes, right. I added the tiller system and some other 7 days specific stuff. So it should be compatible with 7 days.
So I know a lot of people are excited for this. Nitrogen has died off. I'm not sure if King Gen is going to be updated or not. So everybody's
No.
That's a dead project as well.
No. He's gone, yeah. Unfortunately.
So, everybody's looking for this new tool. I personally am excited for this. I've seen the videos a couple of the content creators have made, and so far it looks very awesome. I know you were working on the roads. How's that coming along?
The road system, I don't know. It will take maybe 4 more weeks to finish the road system. Then I can start working on the prefab spawning, and then I can release, I think.
Okay.
Nice.
So probably by like midsummer, maybe a little bit longer, end of summer. I'm not going to hold you to it.
It's really hard to tell.
Okay.
Due to my real life stuff.
Well, yeah.
It's done when it's done.
Yeah. It's done when it's done. I don't know what Darkness Falls is. So, are you adding highways, or are you just still working with a simple road structure?
Yeah, maybe I am going to add highways, but not these simple straight highways as in Nitrogen, but a bit more complex system, maybe for highways.
Please say off-ramps. Off-ramps. They need off-ramps. I hated nitrogen highways.
Off what?
Off-ramps. So you get on and off the highway rather than having to...
yeah, okay, yeah.
God.
And a fully built one, not one that's got massive gaps in it.
I think the gaps give players something to do.
Makes it a
Yeah,
bit
but
more
it gets
fun.
reset all the time.
So, when you have Teragon where you like it and you feel it's ready to release, I assume you're going to take a little bit of a break. Are you going to update your prefab editor, or because the pimps put one in the game now, you're going to kind of let that go to the wayside?
No, I really want to update it at some point, but I'm so busy with other stuff at the moment. I can't tell you when this will happen.
That's no problem. I was just wondered if it was on your workspace to update. I do like it. I haven't used it in a little while because I haven't really been doing much in the way of mods or prefabbing or anything. It took me a minute to wrap my head around the 3-dimensional structure you had set up with everything being flat.
Yeah,
But
it's not very user friendly.
It works, and once I figured out how to do it, I was golden. So I also appreciate that program as well. I've designed a couple of keeps in it before and put them in my games, complete with moats and drawbridges. The only thing that I still don't comprehend is how to set the direction of doors and stuff like that. But I usually just make everything without doors and place them in the game.
Yeah, that's the best way. There's no indication for the direction of blocks in my editor. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, it's a good product as it is, so I wouldn't worry too much about anything like that. So do you play 7 days or you just make tools?
I hardly play it, to be honest. Of course, if a new alpha comes out, then I play this new alpha, but only for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm actually playing Darkness Falls. I run a D&D game every other Friday night, and one of my players and a couple of his friends started playing 7 days. And then they heard about Darkness Falls. And like, oh, well, Darkness Falls, I'm like, well, I'll set up a server for you. So I've been playing with them as well as another one of my friends. So that's, which I haven't played 7 days in a while. I usually play maybe 25 to 30 hours after the new alpha drops, and then I'm bored. There's not enough changes to keep my interest beyond that in the previous alphas since 17 dropped.
Yeah.
I know Karma
Okay.
still plays,
Silly.
and Naz spends all his time working on aircraft carriers.
Which I don't know how
play
you're
that.
going to get that in, but
Prayers.
Lots of swearing.
He's gonna have to
And
sacrifice
place.
some goats and chickens, and then eat them.
On the altar of prefabbing.
It looks great on his server.
It does.
Does anybody else have any other questions for Pille?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Nope.
come on, Pille, you don't have any questions for yourself?
Oh, no.
No? Ah, okay.
I'm excited for the Teragon editor. It's gonna be so freaking
Yeah.
nice.
Definitely.
Is it going to integrate with Compo Pack?
No, I don't. No way. I said no.
Someone has
Of
to.
course.
Someone has to fight the spawning woods for the, I don't know, 1,000 combo pack prefabs.
1768 to be exact.
Oh, many. But who's counting?
Okay.
So they won't
Possible
work
to make it
together?
compatible.
I would like to
Who
point
dropped?
out that Compo Pack has more POIs than the vanilla game.
By a lot.
Yes.
I was just going to say, you could probably make a world just with Compo Pack.
Yeah.
I have, yeah. I even got a community server with just Compo Pack.
And you have traders and everything, right?
Yep.
Huh.
I mean, I use the vanilla traders as well in there and the Old West because we have the Old West, one Old West tile that joins onto the vanilla. So that's
You
the
could
only
probably-
vanilla ones.
You could probably roll the prefab dice multiple times on the same map, and you would always get new prefabs. Well, not always, but
Mm-hmm. During the testing phase, it was difficult to make sure that we had tested everything, just because there's only so many that are
Battles-
going to spawn.
Like I generated, maybe like 50 to 60 odd maps, maybe more. Poor battle. Another map? Yes, another map.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no, looking forward to Teragon and working with that. And
Hi.
hello, Lubster.
Hi.
Hello, I just came to say hi.
hey, Libby.
Oh, long
Hey,
time no
Libby.
see.
Yeah, right?
So I don't know what you've caught so far, but we have Pille here who is creating Teragon, the new map generation or world generation program. It looks to be the new one to use once it releases when it's done. Would you
Yeah,
have
it looks really great actually. I've been watching all the videos and kind of the updates, and I'm really excited to get using it. Or try it out anyway.
You have any questions about it?
Not at the moment. I wish I could give you give you something to talk about, but no. I'm just really kind of interested to see how it develops.
I don't know anything about it so far. I'm just curious, is there anything that makes it stand out from the other generators so far, or some planned feature? Maybe the speed it generates?
It'll be A20 compatible.
No, it's not very fast, to be honest. But it's very modular, so I can add a lot of features to it.
What do you?
And you're saying
So-
it doesn't work with a combo pack?
It works with the combo pack, but someone has to fight spawning rules for all combo pack prefabs. I hope Stallion is going to do this.
Yeah,
Go on,
I'll,
Stallion. You've got plenty of time.
yeah. What I can do it. That's not an issue. I'm just as long as no one can't wait for it because everyone's like, "Oh, I need to use King Gen." No, that's gone, finished. Wait for Teragon.
Look to the future, not to the past.
Yeah, as long as like I have a unique tag, I'll be happy.
Pille, what are you using to create Teragon? Are you just using like C++ or C#? Are you building it in Unity?
No, it's C++ with the UI library Qt. I don't know if you know this. If you know Qt.
No, I'm not familiar with Qt.
Oh, it's a C++ based library
Okay.
for graphical stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't, I actually just downloaded recently, when I started this Darkness Fall server, Sphere's mod launcher, and he ended up creating that in Unity. So I wasn't sure if that was, if that was something developers are now doing, is using actual Unity to develop this stuff, or still doing it, outside with, just straight code and whatnot.
No, I'm not that familiar with Unity, unfortunately.
I can understand.
So,
It has its issues. I did see UE5 has come out, and apparently that's like the new hot thing.
Yeah,
A lot of
I just started
improvements.
studying it myself. I'm taking a couple courses on it.
I've seen so many videos recommended, and it's like insert game here in Unity Engine 5.
Yeah. Humble Bundle just had a game development thing for UE5 that I bought. I don't know when I'll get around to reading it, but I'm like, I'd like to at least check this out at some point. Yeah, I think it was $25 or $30 for the bundle, so it looked interesting enough. I just don't know C++ or even C# for Unity, but it's supposed to cover that, so we'll see. Just something interesting to pop my head into.
I'm sorry, what was that called?
What was what called?
The thing you bought from the Humble Bundle.
I don't know if it's still up there. If it is, I'll post a link in the Brain Drain Live channel. I'll just take a quick look.
Oh, thank you.
The Unity Dev Pack.
Unity Dev Pack. Okay.
I think I bought that as well. It would have been about a year and maybe even 2 years ago.
For the Unreal Engine, it's learn to make games with Unreal. I think I bought the Unity one like a year ago as well. But here's a link for the UE5 one.
I had it explained to me, it was quite interesting, that the differences in the engine and the way they function is a lot more complicated than you would think. Not in the sense of displaying it or the function of the code, but the way you can actually work with it and the knowledge base you need to use that engine, whether it be Unity or Unreal, is actually vastly different. And I never really considered that. Like, they're almost different languages entirely. The way they're applied, the way the artists can work with it, completely different. So Unity is actually more advanced, which I never considered before. Even though it's free and much more open, you need more experience to work with it. That's why people seem to fail with Unity.
So
Yeah, I'd never considered that. Whereas Unreal's a little bit more cookie cut, in the sense that you can throw in developer models, assets, actors, whatever you want, and they're kind of made to work. You don't have to do any extra to it. You don't have to code extra bits. Unity doesn't do that for you. It makes a little bit more open-ended where you can do what you want.
So you can't just transfer 7 days over to Unity.
It is on Unity. You mean Unreal?
I mean Unreal.
No. By no
Yeah, I
means
know.
could you do that very easily. You'd have to change over the actor system, objects, even the physics, everything would have to change.
Yeah. Oh, there's people that go, why can't they change? They should change over to Unreal. And I'm like,
No.
okay, yeah, let's go for another 15 years in Alpha, okay?
Yeah.
The other thing's the voxel, or just the voxel development, the way that functions in the world, it's quite different in Unreal versus Unity. So there's an entire plugin just for that in Unreal. I think you have to pay for it, and some guy's been developing that for about 4 or 5 years.
Oh, jeez.
Which is a good sign. It does mean Unreal's going to be able to do everything Unity does with voxels. What we used to think was kind of a Unity only thing, or that it specialized in it, it's not really true. Unreal just never developed for it. They made most of the engine for first-person shooters.
Yeah, and I've seen some of the videos that Unreal came out with and what it could do, and yeah, look, it did look impressive.
The only word I have for it is it's actually unreal, which is a little ironic and satirical, but it's on another level. Some of the technology they've put into it, it's unlike anything I've seen, whether it be the nanite or the lumen technology. It's going to change the whole game of how we develop. They're making movies with it in live action real time. You can change things like without having to pre-render and do all the baking of the lighting. You can just change all the lighting dynamically on the fly.
Wow.
And it's really accurate. Plus it works with the nanite technology, so LODs was a really big thing for art and asset development. One of the reasons you guys have to download, say, like a 50 gigabyte game is that they've been putting in these giant art assets and they keep getting bigger and bigger, but they also have to triple, sometimes quadruple them up for the distances. So they'll have a really high definition, a medium definition, a low definition, and one that looks like a blob. And it's meant for the distance rendering so that it doesn't have to put it all in high def. But this in Unreal is completely different. They don't have to do that. You can put things with such high definition. Technically, hardware doesn't even keep up. But we can actually make art assets that I want to say hardware today can't render properly, but the engine automatically renders based on what your hardware is. So it'll bring down the poly count to match your hardware. So
I can show you a picture of what the ferrule looks like with a very low poly. It's pretty hilarious, actually, if I can find it.
The pimps are developing an Unreal game, aren't they?
They are. Hopefully they're using Unreal 5.
Yeah, they are.
Let's get
What
back.
the heck is that?
Let's get back on track a little bit.
A ferrule.
Yeah. All right. So Stallion and the testers, what can you tell us about Compo Pack 48 and what's coming or in the works?
More POIs.
Well, obviously.
More.
That's awesome. A lot of creativity in there. A lot.
Yeah.
Quality has gone right up for the POIs. It's amazing, yeah.
Well, I don't really I don't care what a prefab looks like if it's old or sort of thing. Like, I don't think it has to look like every single vanilla POI either. So,
Mm.
but like like Z-Mark and Battle, they've brought in some new terrors.
Yeah.
And there's we got ZZ Tog. He's building a fair few ones, and he's loving A20. Some of the ones he's coming out with is pretty awesome. He's got white intersection that is pretty much a tile, and it has a crossroad and 3 POIs, and one will spawn on it, and it'll all fit in and everything. And yeah, so I do recommend you guys trying that if you want. That'll be in CP49, but he's got it out on Nexus as well. So
what I think is good is how the CP complements the game. Some of the ingenuity that the POI makers is outstanding. You've got to see some of the. I said hundreds and hundreds of new POIs, and some of the stuff that the modders are coming up, the prefabbers are coming up with, is just amazing. And some of the new stuff that they're coming out with as well.
With the new blocks.
It is mind blowing, honestly. This that they're working on now.
We've got more shapes to use now.
Oh, it's incredible, honestly. It's wait until CP49 comes out. Some of the stuff in there that'll rock your socks. I am not joking. It is really
we
good.
got one by Libby actually.
One.
Yeah.
He only
Yellow submarine. The yellow submarine. We are
for 49.
Yeah.
Dude, I will kill you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a slight curse in a way with these new blocks. In that, in 19, when you were building, you had the limited blocks, and people did really, really good work with it. But with all these new blocks, I was working on a POI last night, and I was simply staring at the blocks like, what the hell do I use? It's just too many. It was.
I was complaining to Karma a little while ago. I was like, they need a better filtering system. You're just in a sea of block shapes.
So many, and they're continuing to add to it too. They have not slowed down. They're still.
We're still missing a lot of shapes too. So.
Speaking of shapes and blocks, I did see on the A21 dev diary they added double doors finally.
Yes, we're waiting for somebody to notice that.
I did see that. Now, my question is, are they like sliding doors, or are they actually doors that are going to fit the archways that they made? So you don't have that gap by putting square doors in around the top.
They have blocks that fill in that space.
Yeah. There's the doors aren't going to be more than 2 blocks tall. So, but they have shapes.
Careful, Karma. Careful.
Yeah. I'm like, even now they have shapes that you can utilize that will.
So there's something there to fill that gap.
Yeah.
But does it still look like an archway?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
sort of.
With the ones they've got now, yes.
Yeah. With what's available.
Do we have
now.
doors? Do we have doors we can paint? That would be nice.
You can paint them now. What are you talking about?
Well, I can't paint them in what I'm working on at the moment.
Why not?
What they need to get, they do need to give us more glass shapes.
Oh yes,
I
more
agree.
glass.
We need more glass, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just be happy if you can see the damn things.
They're invisible until you place them, and that's not how I wanted it.
No, I know. And you're trying to fill an archway at the arch at the top with glass, but you can't do it because you haven't got the proper arched glass to do it with. It's annoying. But yeah, please give us more shapes for glass.
I believe they're going to be posting a bunch of images to like Twitter or Facebook or something. So they've got some posts planned. So keep an eye out for that.
Nice. Be good to look
Did you
at.
see the car they've made as well?
Which one?
There's a new car that they've made.
Oh, the lootable ones, yeah.
Yeah.
How about we get more drivable ones? I like more options to drive around.
I think you can mod the block models into vehicles. They just lack like animations for like spinning wheels and stuff, so they kind of just
Well, yeah,
float along.
you'd have to extract them and then put them in the Unity and apply all the points to it. The words I'm looking for are escaping me at the moment. But the rigging, you have to rig it.
They've got that kind of animation now with in A21 coming with the fire. You know how you have to turn the valve off to stop the fire. You know, they could use that kind of animation.
I'm surprised they've done that very limited, though. I think it's attached to quests. Same with generators or whatever.
Oh,
They're
gotcha.
interactive doors.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be pulled out and be able to, thrown in as mods come out for A21.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because, my theory is, let's create our horde base. Let's put 4 flaming things here, or at least 2, and have the zombies walk through it. And then we turn it off after horde night.
You'd zombie.
Or you leave it on and have an unfortunate accident with an ally.
Well, maybe I'd say they would do it the same as they did with the key racks and that. They won't let a player use it in game. I'd say. That's at a guess.
I'm sure that could probably be modded.
Oh, of course, anything can be modded.
Not everything. Mostly everything. Some stuff is hard-coded.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, except for the hard code.
So what can we look for in CP49? And is there an estimated month or time of year that we should expect it? Like, is it, maybe fall?
Yeah.
Summer?
37.
Manual.
When it's ready. It's always going to be when it's ready. What's coming though? I've got to finish off the mega city with the underground area, so the sewers will go from one end of the city to the other. I don't know if any of you's been in the sewers yet, except for Battle, the brave soul. Lasted 2 seconds.
I avoid your POIs. I know how deadly they are.
No, this is a tile.
It's a tile.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got sewers in the mega city industrial area, and they're all going to be themed. So the industrial had a chemical leak, so they're all radiated. Now the cool thing about it is you can find a T5 loot part, you can find a T4 loot part, or a T3, or a T2, or a T1. So it randomizes the loot, or supposed to, and so yeah, you can end up with a T1 after fighting a couple of radiated armies.
A couple.
Yeah, I said a couple of radiated armies.
Yeah, I was gonna say. There's no such thing as just a couple in your POIs, Stallion.
By a couple, he means thousands.
Yes.
Never ending. It's never ending. Every other block is a spawner. Is there? I'm not familiar with all. Almost, what was it? 1,800 POIs or 1,600 POIs? Has anyone made a subway?
Yes.
Yes.
And does it spawn underground? No.
Oh, that kind of
like
subway.
a train.
Oh, not the shop.
I thought you meant the food
Like,
shop.
yeah, there definitely is one.
No, I do not like the subway.
Pash made the food one.
No, I'm
well,
not.
actually, Battle was making one, and he hasn't finished yet.
There's some vanilla ones that are in already, but they're quite small.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got.
They're only stations, really.
Yeah, but yours has got a nice twist to it.
All I'm saying.
They used to have a subway where there was a train in it. Oh, years ago there was something like that, but they took it out for some reason.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we got the fire. We got a few POIs with train stations, train tracks and that underneath. The fireworks one has a train track and train in it. But they only go for the size of the POI. But I am thinking about trying to add it to the tiles as well in the megacity to run along underneath the or above the sewers.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna make it big enough for a vehicle.
Yes.
For like the 4x4.
Yeah, well, I made the sewers 4x4 drivable.
Okay.
I want to drive.
Well,
I want to
most
fly
parts.
through with the gyro.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, for me, I ride the gyro along the ground like another motorcycle, so that would suit me well as well. In the sewers. I can have
You can't launch.
What do you have for smaller POIs? By that,
Me?
He doesn't make small
kinda
POIs.
like say
I have T1, thank you very much. I have T2s, and I have T3s, and I have T4s, and then I think I skip about 1,000 tiers.
Yeah. I'll be making a few more tier 1, tier 2s.
Yeah. I've got a destroyed settlement coming. I've got a heap of Walking Dead POIs I'm hoping to make a settlement out of, but I can't because they're 200 by 200 each. What else is coming? There is something in the works, but that's not yet
Dally,
to be revealed.
You're breaking up
I'm
a bit.
breaking up again, aren't
Yeah.
I? $400 headset. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I've got there is something else in the works, but it's very early stages at the moment, so not ready to reveal that for a while until it's closer to being ready. But it's something exciting. It's a side branch to the CP. Battle in October and Via on part of it as well. And just so you know, as of tonight, I just hired Battle as the PR, CP PR. He did really well in explaining stuff. So,
what the hell? What was that? What?
You got a pay raise.
No. You got a title
There's
change and
there's
no
pay?
pay raise. No. You got a title change but more responsibilities and no pay.
That's the one. Yes, that's what we agreed to.
Your zero pay was doubled.
Yep.
Was I there?
In spirit.
Oh, jeez.
Basically, you got voluntold.
Oh, you know what would be nice, and this I know it's probably impossible, but to be able to put one POI underneath another. And what I mean by that is, a while ago I was building a subway system, and it was enormous. But to put it into a city, it would literally take up a quarter of a tile, and there'd be nothing above it, just like a field. So I think if it could slot underneath another one, that'd be great.
So, what's the challenge of doing that? What if you put it, how far down can you put it to be able to place another POI on top of it?
I don't think you can.
Well, 35 blocks down, and if you use the POI spawn marker, you probably could put it underneath the ground and then one on top, but you'd have to make it dead set, not go over, and the POI on top not go underground.
You risk.
Well, you'd also have to think of
stability. You risk.
Like if you're putting something underneath, that's it bothering the stability of the one above. Where the walls are, where the supports are. That could be a real issue.
Yeah, that is a big thing to do, and I found that out in my casino because, and Naz helped me out with this one and ZZ Tong as well. I actually made each floor a part. And they all have each floor has 5 parts you can choose from. For about the 4th floor up to whatever the top floor is, I think about 29th floor or something. And yeah, they came back to me and said, it's collapsing. And so definitely the stability does play a big part with that as well. So
physics can't get around it.
I mean, it's like it's the age-old problem of players on a server digging underneath their base, isn't it? I mean, the amount of times that I've seen bases collapse simply because they haven't taken into account where the supports are from above. and it's not consistent.
Yeah, I do find the SI a bit funny. I mean, I go to a shopping mall and there's not pillars every 2 meters.
There is or there's not?
There's not. So in the game, you sort of got to put the pillars closer together and more of them if it's a bigger area. And
right. Yeah.
That's the problem we had with the Walcart one. You remember me speaking to you about that, Stallion? There was just certain areas, if you fired a gun in certain areas, the entire roof would collapse. And you put more pillars in it, I think?
Yeah, I did, yeah. There was a big area that was missing.
Yeah, there's another game I play that has the structural stability. It's actually, I think, a little bit worse than 7 days. I think they did a halfway decent job with what you can do depending on the block and whatnot. You know,
Excuse me, there are other games?
Yeah.
What do you think of these?
There are not.
You mean there's games outside the editor?
Yeah. Yes, there are.
Wow.
7 Days to Die, the Prefab editor.
Yeah.
7 Days to Die, the game.
Yeah.
To Die, the flamethrower.
To be honest, if I play 7 Days to Die, by the 7th day, I'm just like bored now. I do prefer Darkness Falls because it makes you think more.
What can we build next?
Well, one of the things I like about Darkness Falls, the Kane kind of retroed it a little bit. Like, some of your action skills are learned by doing. You run, your athletics goes up.
Yeah.
You know, and then what they're adding in A21 that's very, very similar to Darkness Falls is finding the different magazines that you read, and you advance a level in that particular perk or skill.
Yeah, but of course, you know, I mean, Joel knows nothing about Darkness Falls, does he?
No, he said that right on the forums. He's like, I don't know what that is, because I called him out on it.
Didn't they take that out of the game, though? They used to have tons of books for skills, perks, and they took it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had magazines, didn't they? But they only lasted a certain amount of time.
Yeah, and then they took them out, and then everybody bitched, and they put them back in. You know, it's like, no, we like finding this stuff. This is how you learn, you know?
Yeah.
I actually like the idea of learning as you do. You know, like even the old style was a bit much, where you made like 3 million axes overnight to kind of get levels. But I like the idea of progression through, you know, as you're playing.
Yeah, I didn't like let's craft 500 billion axes. You know, I think that should stop at a point. And then once you start crafting something else, it would kick back in. Like, all right, you do 100 axes, that's all you're going to get from the axes. That's all you learn.
Yeah.
And then, well, now I'm going to start building a stone shovel so I can get some of that. Or an iron pickaxe, you know, and then continue it that way as you progress. So it's not like, all right, we have 50 billion of these things because no one deconstructs them ever. They just have chest upon chest upon chest of stone axes.
Yeah, no, that's right. But I mean, things like stamina, you could have an increase in stamina depending on how much you run around the map, or agility depending on how much you climbed POIs, for example.
Right.
I remember in the older alphas when they had the blood draw kit. I had one on me like 24/7, just so every half hour I could fire one off and get a minute increase in medicine skill.
Oh yeah, now they just had the blood bags instead of the blood draw kit.
Yeah.
In Darkness Falls, though, how you can draw your own blood to make blood bags so you can make first aid kits.
Well, you used to be able to do that in 7 days, yeah.
Yeah, that was a vanilla thing way back when. Yeah, Kane has brought back a lot of things from previous alphas that are liked. Like there's there's still weapons parts. He has the workbench where you can still combine stuff to improve the quality or do a repair. That I miss. And then speaking of Darkness Falls, like so I had a power outage that happened. My breaker tripped. The server shut down, so I lost my original DF server that we were playing on. And so I threw up another one, and fortunately, Compo Pack was in this one. Because the day before, I set up the other server the day before it got released with the Compo Pack. So I went with the extra large map with the Compo Pack. And we were so far advanced in such a short time, I actually lowered the loot spawn from 100 to 75, and it's very noticeable. And I increased the loot days from 7, which I didn't realize was set, to 20. So, I figured that would be a little bit fair since we're not getting as much loot. I mean, last time we had like multiple key cards of like almost every color. Now we haven't found one yet.
Yeah.
But, I'm excited to have the Compo Pack in there because the guys I made the server for are newer to 7 days. So there's going to be all these POIs that they've never seen before but outside of the vanilla game.
Hmm.
So I'm excited for that portion.
Yeah. Like, I love what TFP are doing done in A20. Like, it's really done a lot for the game and boosted it, especially for the long-term players. But the prefabs, I think we sort of got a bit hard done by in the fact with the trap floors and the handheld holding of these new players. Like, it's pointless me making a trap floor because you can sit there and do a full-on dance on it for 5 minutes before it collapses. Like,
you can actually stand on the edge of one and just file your nails while it's deciding whether it's going to break or not. It's annoying. That
You can stand under one and there's zombies right above you and they don't move, for ages unless you make a lot of noise. They just stay up there.
Yeah, it's annoying. I really do wish they'd fix that.
Hopefully that'll get polished off when it gets to beta. When they start really doing the optimization passes, that they can improve some of that stuff. Because, it's optimized enough just to play. So, I'm excited to see what optimizations are gonna come when it hits beta, and I'm really, one of the things I'm really waiting for is the workshop support. Because imagine now you wouldn't need installers like Infinity to download the Compo Pack. You would just be able to go to Workstation, click, boop, and download.
Nah, Infinity is for people to customize their thing.
Oh, okay.
Customize.
So you would pick what POIs are going to spawn.
Yes. Well, no, not what. Yeah, what POIs the generator has a chance of selecting.
Oh, okay.
So it still goes on whatever the generator does, but I thought of Infinity in ZZ Tong. One for lower end computers that really struggle with big POIs and big volumes. For server people, because I know the servers struggle with big volumes and all that, so they can just easily get rid of them. And those that don't like certain prefabs. Just
how big is your mega city? Going back to that.
75 tiles.
All right, how big's a tile?
150 by 150.
Wow. Okay. Because I think I would like that at like 0-0, and just leave that as the only city in the game. Maybe a few small towns on the outskirts somewhere, and just some wilderness POIs. But nope, this is the city. You can't build here.
It's huge.
And just make that whole area like the rest of the servers PvE, but in the city be PvP.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, it'd probably have to be really custom designed, and I don't know if Teragon could sort of allow that sort of generation to be able to hand place us and pick a spot for a town to spawn, but I don't think in a vanilla game you could get it 0-0.
Pille, what do you think about maybe adding that down the line? Specific POI placement.
Of course, all I can say is that I'm going to implement probably almost everything you want. hopefully.
Put it on the list.
That's
That's
a
not
that's a huge list.
that's not a promise, but a goal.
It's a goal.
Yeah.
Guys, can I
He's
just
an
can I
ambitious man.
can I just very quickly ask you a question? Stallion, did you say you can paint doors in the game?
Yeah, you hold down your radial thing and a radial pops up and then you can select the color of the door you want. You don't paint it with a paintbrush like you do when you try and kill a zombie.
I want to see someone attack a zombie with a paintbrush.
Oh, Battle's your man. Battle is the guy.
Did that, yeah.
Yeah, they did
Mate,
that with the
that-
sleeping bags too. You can select your sleeping bag color.
Yeah.
Surprised nobody's modded in a paintball gun.
That sounds like something up Karma's alley. Is it adapt the shotgun or something? The pump shotgun? Fires paintballs?
Way back in the day, I wanted to do that.
That could be a good alternative to PvP. For those who don't like PvP, you know, to have this area for paintballing, that'd be really cool.
It'd be cool if
Shoot
you
the
could like
player's
change
head
the
off.
color of the person if they get shot.
Yes.
That sounds like it sounds like an arena that Stallion has to come up with then. A paintball field.
Oh, like my airport.
Instead of dying, you just get teleported to the starting area again.
Yes.
Have
I'm
you worked?
sure there are modders out there that could do that.
Have you worked it? Have you been able to paint your door, Battle?
I'm doing something wrong here because it just won't let me pick a different coloured door at all.
I'll show you after the brain drain, if you like.
I see a red door and I want to paint it black.
Yeah, can't we just paint doors? That would be so much simpler.
Yeah, you hold your radial menu down. I think it's
I'm
E.
doing that right now, and
Are you doing it as
it's
you're
only giving-
placing it? Is it already placed?
No, I'm placing a new door. I'm pressing it, and I'm only getting options to spin it around.
No, you got to place it.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Right, it's placed. Go on.
Now look at the door.
I'm looking at the door.
And I want to
Hold down. I think it's R.
I'm doing that.
A radial menu popped up.
Nope.
Try E.
Dude, I use the proper keys. I don't use your origami keys.
Okay, well I can't tell you what you remapped the keys to then. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I'll figure it. Thank you anyway.
Okay.
But can't we paint doors there? I won't mention it again.
I think not all of them can be painted. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. I know the wood ones can and the blue ones. I'm not sure about the vault doors and I'm not sure about the wood doors.
I don't think the vault doors. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, man. So I'm
It would
pretty sure
be
it's just
even-
the blue and the...
It would be even better if we had some more paints.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh God, yes.
Or at least a paint selector that you could do off a hex code or decimal code, something like that. That would
Right,
be
something with the clean colors instead of the
yeah.
dirty apocalypse colors.
Well, yeah.
Decent black, so you don't have to use the TV screen all the time. Just a matte black, please.
Well, they had the cooler black. I don't know if it's still in there, but if you did a whole room with it, it absorbed all the light. It was great for disorienting players.
Great for dungeons.
Or fun houses.
That roofing felt is quite a black felt kind of colour.
That's more grey, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good for snakes.
Now, if we could just get clothing in that color.
What can anything be done about the light penetration through blocks?
Set the light to have shadows and it will penetrate less.
Yeah, but can we actually have a truly dark room, like a cave or something like that? Will that be possible? Because I've only got a low-end PC, and if I lower everything down completely, it's literally like daylight in some of the rooms.
What's your gamma set to?
Yeah, there's a video setting for brightness.
Yeah, if you jack your gamma all the way up, you can see fine even during at night. I don't jack that up because that takes away from the immersion for me. But my one friend has it jacked all the way up, so you can see perfectly fine.
No, I used to I use low-end settings. I don't modify the gamma.
You could try lowering it if you want it darker.
But that's kind of a hack, isn't it? I was wondering.
It's a game setting. I mean.
Yeah, but it's
cheesy.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just not it's a way of getting around having a dark room. That I'm modifying a video setting. It would be nice if we could actually go into a room and it be you go into rather than being underground, if you just go into a room with no windows in it and the light still penetrates. I don't know I've no idea how possible this is to do. I was just wondering if that was an option.
Possibly. That's the best answer I could give.
Yeah,
the only way.
I got no idea.
Sorry,
it
Nazgul.
sounds like it would need to be like a fun pimp fix rather than a modder's fix.
Yeah, that might might require some C# coding.
Yeah, something that annoys me is that the reflections, like it renders reflections that should not be reflecting. Like, say you have a ceiling rather, and then there's a floor under it. It will reflect things that are underneath the floor where it does not have direct line of sight. And you'll be like underground, completely in a sealed room, and you'll be seeing reflections of trees from outside and the reflections. It's odd.
You're just Superman. You have X-ray vision. You see the trees.
Well, that's another thing. Mentioning trees, what about tree clipping through the POIs? Can that be done?
That's probably something they can fix in once they hit beta.
But they fix it now. Those prefabbers can.
Really?
Yeah, move the tree away from the POI.
Yeah.
Stallion, your genius knows no bounds.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't help when the world's randomly generated and trees just happen to pop up like inside or next to the building. I mean, you could just chop them down.
Yeah, but if you make a POI with terrain around it and it's clear, then the trees won't grow there.
So you'd have to place your trees in there. So you just don't do it right next to the building.
Yeah.
A few meters out to add your terrain. What we need is hedges.
Or hedges would be good.
Well, we used to use the azaleas for hedges, but it was the kind of I don't know what it was. It was like a flickering on them that would really affect the FPS if there was too many of them.
The rendering is kind of all wonky too. They used to be
mesh.
really close to them for them to render.
Yeah.
It's better now, I think.
And the brown windows, they're terrible as well. You get so far away from them and they just disappear. That is annoying. That.
Or the wood 03 one?
The wood windows, yeah.
Yeah.
They're a pain.
Yeah, and then it looks like you've got these big gaps in your prefab.
Big gaps in your, yeah.
They need like different LOD models for that, so it can switch to a lower one, so it doesn't completely disappear.
That sounds like a HAL 9000 job.
And we also need those where they're not centered. We've only got centered ones for those.
They smell?
Yes.
How do you smell them?
What?
You said scented.
Scented.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you smell them?
Yeah. I'm like, how did that happen? Yeah.
That's Joe's accent. Scented.
Hey, you don't smell your windows?
Not usually.
I'm not
Sure,
giving
we're
all
all
my
around
secrets
smelling
away.
our windows.
You can. There is apparently a actual smell-o-vision. I don't know if I'd want to buy 7 Days to Die branded
Oh no,
smell
Oh.
vials.
definitely not. Think of all the mold you'd be smelling and the decay.
Yeah.
Zombie dogs.
That squelching noise when you harvest is bad enough.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't like to be too close to that big mama.
Oof.
Those Grundies.
What about when the cops spit?
Oh yeah.
I see Zipcore has joined us. Hello.
Hello.
Who joined us?
Zipcore did.
Oh.
Oh, hey,
yeah,
Zipco. He snuck in.
He did.
Mhm.
I never hear
I
people
am.
join.
Yeah, hello.
Hey.
Got all the map people on now.
Yes.
See if Zipcore and Pille can join forces. You can have like the ultimate map making thing.
Oh, he's already got an editor, doesn't
Mm-hmm.
Zip, you want to tell us about your little project there?
No, I don't have too much time today. I'm pretty busy, so I will listen mainly, basically.
Okay, just popped in to say hi then.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
You know, and now what someone was talking there about dark dungeons and everything. One of the ways that I've gotten around it is by making sure that the POI is in like say the wilderness, where it's kind of smoky and dark anyway. So like if it's especially if it's underground there, then there's very little light that gets in because it's all foggy.
I've got a temple though that goes all the way down. A lot of it's above ground, but it goes right the way down as far as you can go, and the light penetration still comes through.
Darn.
And that obviously that's wilderness. So, but I'm
Have
building
you
another
tried
one.
closing your eyes? Then you can't see the light going through it.
I mean, it works.
Make sure no one can go in with a headlamp.
I know. I was saying I'll have to put a sign above the door saying "Turn your helmet light off now, please."
And of course, you can guarantee that they'll do that, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I wonder if you could put a buff in there that would neutralize any light, like a weapon light or a helmet light.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Have a constant blur buff where the screen goes all fuzzy and wobbly
yeah, I mean,
as you're going through it. How cool would that be?
Yeah, you know how on the Twitch, like you have that kind of distort and everything. You know, I mean, maybe they can come up with a block that actually turns every light off. You know, on the players in that building or whatever, and just makes it really dark.
Yeah, you can make him fall. You can make the player fall over like he's drunk constantly. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that distort is bad enough.
Would it'd be good if we could shoot out the lights as well? That'd be great.
Right.
For me, one of the best things that they've added is the loose concrete blocks, so you can attach them to a key. So when you hit the key to open the door, the blocks disintegrate and you just get mobbed by 100 zombies. I love it. Put them in already. I love it. And it would be great if, you know, the new one that they've just put in, that's going into A21 with you turn the valve to turn the fire off. If you could attach them to a key and have them just sticking out the wall so they're off, and then when they hit the key, they all just come on and you're just in a world of hurt.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would just be excellent.
You hit the key thinking you're opening a door,
Yeah, and then all this,
you're getting
and then the
fried.
fire comes on. Yeah, that would be brilliant. Now, so if you could attach
Ah.
them to the keys like you can the
You've
loose
been looking at
concrete
my
blocks.
notes, haven't you?
Says the one with all the
You've been
zombies.
looking at my notes. I
Yeah,
was
well,
literally thinking, putting the thing there and the pipe, and you turn
Yeah.
it. Fine, I'll share it with you. You bloody.
that would be great. Now, I was telling you about my corridor earlier. That would be
Yeah, definitely.
that would be awesome. Yeah, we
That
can
thing
all
would be
got
good
a
for a
little bit of
maze too.
evil in us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't go this way because look what happens. But yeah, those loose concrete blocks are really good. The only problem with them as well is if you put them on the floor, they take forever to break when they're running across them. So you have to put sheets down as well, so they can't put any blocks down to jump on, on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't put a block down to jump up onto and stuff. But if they just broke in time, that would be excellent.
Constant battle between
there's my-
prefabbers killing people and players trying to live.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what it's all about.
I
Mm-hmm.
was reading a Facebook post the other day, and the guy was like, "Is there a mod out there that I might have been on the forum actually? Is there a mod out there that disables zombies from coming through outer walls and
teleporting?
No,
go play
it's
Barbie or
fun.
something."
And it was the crawler. Is the one up there where you can disable all the crawlers?
That one cracks me up.
Yeah.
But there is one CPM do a thing where you can set a pro block area where no one can place a block down. So like if you've got a dungeon and you don't want people putting frames up the walls or whatever, then you can set this with CPM and they cannot put a block anywhere in that area.
Nice.
That would be nice. Yeah.
That has to be added afterwards after the map is generated, though, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like they have reset zones. It's like one of those zones that you set afterwards.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they included some kind of option like that in the prefab editor, where it was like the traders.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but you could destroy stuff.
You can set it beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because it is a pain going through everything step by step by step by step and trying to remember everything every single time.
Mm-hmm. Although I do like the trick of ZBark's trick of using sheets so they can't place frames. So it's just not obvious that you can't do that.
Right, because the block is filled.
Mm-hmm.
It's filled, yeah. And if you do that with the concrete sheets, then they just can't stand there breaking them down, because they're hit points. So yeah.
And they're virtually invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a lot of teeny little blocks nowadays. Or like
by the way,
Thank God.
By the way, did anyone know about there's a block shape which is basically just 4 sides full texture, and the top and bottom is no texture. And when you place that down, you could basically stack a few on top of each other, and when a player falls inside and it's on an enemy claim, so he has no option to escape, since when you're hitting the block from the inside, you cannot hit that block. You basically string through. And what's even more interesting is for PvP servers, I have not seen anyone doing this on my server yet, but you could basically rotate that block and use it for your outside walls, and nobody could damage your base from the outside.
What's the block called?
Something with events, Van? I don't exactly remember. But it's a block with 4 full sides of texture, and top and bottom is missing.
Interesting.
Have a look.
We all want to know what that block is now.
I know. I'm just writing it down.
Searching the 1,300 shapes.
Duct vent or
Sound of
something
it.
like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Air duct or air vent, something like that.
Oh, duct. You mean the ducks? D-U-C-T-S.
Quack, quack.
Like a duck.
No, not those.
Get all your ducks in a row.
D-U-C-T.
I actually lowered my head because I thought something was coming.
Duck, duck, goose.
Look for that.
Well, we got about 20 more minutes left.
Yeah.
Pille,
Yeah.
with your editor, is every like city, town, is that all size editable?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Can you can you adjust, like in vanilla you can
Oh,
small,
yeah.
medium, large on the
Of
cities and
course, yeah.
very nice. Because vanilla doesn't give us some options, which is annoying.
Yeah, I
Or
have
the
to go
ones
into the
they-
RWD.
You mean you want to define the number of tiles belonging to a city, right?
Yeah, that would be cool too. Whatever's the easiest way to do it.
Okay. It's easy, yeah. It's already implemented.
I have seen that you added the tool where you can make roads with, where you just have 2 points and it tries to generate a road naturally between those 2 points.
Yes.
So if you do that already, why not make a system where you can place tiles of a city and it tries to fill them and connect them to the neighbor tiles or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Why not? Was the system you saw in the video and which you are talking about, it was just for my testers. So I don't have to implement a complete road system, but I can let test them only the generation of one road.
So it was more of a debug tool than an actual
Yes,
feature of the editor.
exactly, yes. It was more for debugging.
You should keep that inside.
I probably will. There's no reason to remove.
Like one issue I had with generating maps for my server, as I was still using vanilla generated maps or Kingen or whatever. A lot of cities were not connected, and I was simply missing roads at some connections between cities, and I would love to have such a tool then just to add the missing roads.
I hope there will be no missing roads.
or maybe I like to. I know. Okay, I've generated this map now, and here I like to make a nice city myself, like building myself on the server. But I like to connect it to the road grid of the map itself, and then I place a road which ends there as a dead end, and then I can build my city there or whatever I plan to do.
Yeah, of course, makes sense. As I said already, I'm going probably to implement everything you can come up with. So
yeah, that's what I said to my players, and then my to-do list becomes longer and longer and longer, even when I work the list down.
Okay, we will see.
It's a never-ending circle. I'm pretty sure you shouldn't say that out too loud, otherwise you will never finish your to-do list.
You add something new and it inspires someone else to come up with something else that's new. Oh, we can do this. Oh, you can do that? Hey, can you do this too? Sure. Oh,
Yeah,
you can do
exactly,
this?
exactly.
Oh, wow. Can you do that? Yes.
Yeah, it's like bugs, isn't it? It's like bugs, you kill one and you get 25 more. So every time you put in a new thing, you've got another list of about half a dozen things to fix.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, some ideas aren't worth implementing.
No.
Yeah.
I like to use that. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll look into that. Mm-hmm.
Right, I've looked into it. Nope.
Yep. Oh, gosh darn it. Yeah. Oh, I'll keep an eye out for that.
Even if the idea sounds great, once you start working with the code,
You're like,
it's pretty limited.
No. Oh, you should add more paint textures. Yeah. No. That's no.
I hate the old textures. I mean, I hate the kind of dull textures, which is why you'll see a lot of my prefabs, like the sub, using bright colors, because I'm so fed up of everything looking dingy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
That
of
yellow
variety, people.
texture's awesome.
What was that?
So bright.
That yellow texture's awesome.
Well, I mean, it kind of fits the POI, doesn't it?
Does. So did the POI, did the color inspire the POI, or did the POI just use a color that was already there?
Oh, I mean,
you see that yellow.
It's a yellow sub, so it has to be yellow, right?
Right. Because I'm looking at it now, I'm going, oh, we need a really big school bus.
Yes.
Because of the yellow.
I tend
Wheels
to
on
make
the
things
bus.
big, as Stallion will tell you, with the
Oh, I
turkey.
remember when I was doing the videos for the teaser trailers for the CP. I'm like, oh, look at that beautiful, beautiful castle, because it was kind of like vaguely Neuschwanstein or whatever it's
Oh,
called.
it is based on Neuschwanstein, yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. It got prime placement, just FYI, just because this is very pretty.
No.
And then the turkey. Had to have the turkey in there.
The turkey. That was just such a fun thing to do for Thanksgiving one year. I thought, I'm just going to put this giant turkey sitting there.
I had a great jack-o'-lantern I did 1 year for Halloween, and it bugs me that I'm like, I don't know if I kept it. Because I think I just made it on the server, and I wasn't into prepabbing at the time. I don't think I knew about it.
Yeah.
Bums me. I should go
I
make
think
it
I still
again.
have prefabs from like A15 or something. It was just such a crazy amount of stuff. I mean, I actually someone wanted me to bring a prefab back, and I actually had to go run the A15 game or A14 or something game to take pictures of it to then rebuild it in A19. It's crazy procedure.
That's some dedication.
Oh well, it's worth it.
It's nothing worse though than building in game before I joined CP. I built a whole street of POIs and then accidentally deleted the game.
Oh god, that's just torture.
Oh, I was gutted, honestly, because I was going through, old games and just deleting, getting rid of them, and didn't realise I deleted that one. Yeah.
I remember before the prefab editor, you had to build in games, so you had like prefabbing servers that you just built up on.
Yeah.
And I have so many backups of that regions, saving up the prefabs I was building. I've got gigabytes on gigabytes of backed up regions.
Yeah. Multiple hard drives with multiple versions of 7 Days to Die.
Are there any prefabs or POI for water? It's like ships.
The carrier.
No.
That's an ice. Or dry dock.
Well, there is
There's a pirate
water
ship.
version.
There's a
Yeah,
pirate
yeah,
ship, isn't there?
Vitamin E's ships. He's got a couple of them.
Back in the day, there was a cruise ship.
Yeah,
There's-
Hernan's yacht.
Yeah, that one's
That's
the
right,
one in
yeah,
the
yeah.
game, right?
I think they're working on the new water for A20, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Time for some prefabs.
Oh, that's asking a lot.
We need boats. No water means water vehicles.
Yeah, that's asking a lot.
Yeah, it is.
I think they said no on that. It's been a
The-
question quite a few times.
The lakes aren't big enough to warrant a boat anyway.
Rowboat. Go fishing. Add some fish.
Have a raft like an ark, like a mobile.
Yeah, I was going to say,
thing.
even if you could build a raft, just for the sake of
I would
building a
love
raft.
to see a raft in the game.
Yeah.
Mhm. A canoe.
There is a raft, but it's just a model.
And
Yeah.
It's just buggy as heck.
Yeah.
You know, like real rafts and maybe jet skis or something like that.
Yeah, I hope when they do the water, they come up with one, a way to allow water-based prefabs to not collapse, and two, have a way for the random world generator to place them.
Yeah, because it's really, really difficult to place stuff in water. I mean, I know because of that sub, which is why there's a frame around it, because you really have to make sure that it's basically solid all the way through, but you're not disturbing the water by putting it in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. My server hub is a constant pain in the ass every single alpha when it's set up.
How big is that thing?
It's not the size that matters, thank you.
Does
Tight,
matters with cups of coffee.
Hey,
Like
Spectrum.
330
Yes.
or something long.
Oh my goodness.
I got it working.
Oh, did you? Was it the network card?
Yeah, it didn't like the Broadcom one. I had to put in an Intel one, and I had to set it to IPv4 and 6, even though 6 is disabled on my router.
Oh, good. We'll talk
Hey,
about it after
Prisma.
the show. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Prisma.
Prisma.
Prisma,
Coming in at the last minute.
say something.
He does not talk.
I know.
I think he's mute. I think that's what it is. You can't sign on You can't sign over voice on Discord.
I think he's somebody so famous that if he spoke, we'd recognize his voice. Are you James Earl Jones?
No.
Because that would be cool.
Prisma, I think, is in Denmark.
So that would be. What, I don't know who's famous. It comes
Netherlands.
So would
Wow,
that,
Naz.
Skarsborough family or whoever those is Skarsgård.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Sarsgaard.
But born German. So he's born in Germany, lives in the Netherlands.
But it can't speak.
We have a lot of Germans here.
We do.
Naz, that's pretty cool.
We're just ribbing you, Prisma.
Can but won't.
See, there's somebody famous. We would recognize their voice.
It's David Hasselhoff.
Ooh, lives in a okay.
I think that's his picture in his avatar, so I don't think that's David Hasselhoff.
The
He'd probably be singing by now if it was. Singing at us.
It could be the older Terminator.
Oh, Arnold.
He was
Or hide the pain, Harold.
Well, it's obviously not Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
I know.
Oh, he's American anyway.
True.
Mother.
Tired of these motherfucking zombies on this motherfucking map. He's actually, I was at the movie just seeing Top Gun, and there was I don't know if it's a Pixar or a Disney movie or something, but he's voicing like one of the main characters. I was surprised to hear Samuel L. Jackson in a cartoon.
He's in everything.
He is. He is. Why don't we go to get a 7 Days to Die movie? I mean, I know there's other zombie movies out there, but I want to see people struggling to like go collect resources to build shit.
And have a whole group of people in the corner going, "We don't like that. It ruins our immersion."
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they made a 7 Days to Die movie, the flack it would get?
Oh my god.
Wait, technically, isn't there one, like if you go to the Steam store, they've got the original video still there?
They have a trailer, yeah.
The live action one.
Did you ever see Dave Chappelle do, what was it, GTA?
No.
No.
Okay, you have to look up that skit. That's what I hope the movie would be, where they take all the bad aspects of the game, just the bugs, the little like glitches people use, and then make a whole movie of it, where people are standing underground looking through blocks.
I can see the sky!
Yeah.
Yeah. Spinning in circles like, I'm not doing anything, what's happening?
They could make it a comedy where it's just a scene where there's a survivor starting to build and then poof, a person spawns behind them, floating in the air, and says, "Excuse me, you can't build here."
Oh, that should be something Viva the Dirt League should do.
Or they build a floating horde base and make fun of the zombies which cannot hit the small tiny blocks you connect
You
together.
are in a reset zone. Ha ha.
They go to sleep. Next morning, they're just laying in a field where the base used to be.
That is, there's like a weird chat box above their head. You spawned in a reset zone.
Where's my house? Why is it raining?
Could become very interesting
in the desert.
when you do it about the bugs where you join the server as another player.
Or you spawn in, there's another player in there taking your stuff.
I always wanted to be a woman for one day.
It makes me laugh when you said they fall asleep.
Yeah.
Whoever has a character that actually sleeps. You know, they've been so high on steroids and everything, running about the city, and then they go home and just carry on like normal. Yeah.
And coffee, blackstrap.
Yeah. But then they just carry on like, do. Okay, I haven't slept for 17 years, 16 hours and 42 minutes. But hey, let's go and build a mansion.
Haven't gone to the bathroom either.
Yeah.
No one takes a shower.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of bathroom, one thing Darkness Falls added back in is turds.
Oh,
the poop is
yay.
back.
Yay.
They've added poop back in.
Yep.
I'm gonna add my poo launcher then.
Oh.
Your turd
Hit
tosser?
anybody, it makes them smell. Actually, I guess they took away the smell though. No.
Yeah.
I miss the smell mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes,
Somehow bacon and eggs didn't have a smell.
Well, we got about 5 minutes left for our anniversary show. Hopefully we'll make it to another anniversary next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've done amazingly, and it's, you know, the videos have been really informative and helpful. So, I mean, you know, hats off.
Appreciate that. You know,
And happy anniversary.
Thank you. You know, we don't always get a lot of Discord users in here. You know, I always hope for more. We did have a nice showing today, especially with the special guests of Pille and StallionsDen and our two testers, which is Z-Bark and Battle Poppy.
Yep.
Yep.
So I appreciate you guys showing up too. You know, OC, who's becoming a regular. Prisma, who's here every other show. So, you know, I appreciate it. You know, everyone showing up. You know, it makes it worthwhile doing. You know, I know there's some shows we don't have anybody but staff. But, you know, the more the merrier. You know, we can answer questions, talk about whatever subjects that come up for 7 days. I hope everyone enjoyed this show with having our special guests on. You know, hopefully it's informative for everybody out there.
It has been, and it was nice for the invitation. Thank you, Tacoma.
Oh, absolutely happy to have you.
I want to add that is just a quick thing. Tacoma actually is a big help on the CP too. Adding more channels to my Discord, which is awesome. I love it.
Oh my god!
Everybody for that.
How much did she flip out about that? Not more channels.
You need to go over there and see how many channels there are. I finally given up.
More than here.
There are so many channels that even if you collapse all the channels and just have the sections, you still have to scroll through to figure out where you need to go.
Yeah, but it looks really good now. At least you can tell there are different channels.
Yeah, I went through and did a little bit of formatting.
Yeah, looks really good.
So feel better, Spectral. I do it to everybody.
And just like everybody else, I don't listen.
Does she wake you up at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, "You got too many channels still"?
No,
Hey,
because I get
I
up at,
have shots.
because I get up at 04:30 local time and I'm sleeping. Hopefully, my phone goes to do not disturb at 11 o'clock at night and does not come back on until 5:30 when I'm on my way to work.
I'll need to find some automated way to add channels so that the next time I do a 4 a.m. brain drain, I can just start adding channels at like 3:30 in the morning and Karma will come on. Yes.
See that? I'm like, I give up. I give up.
We'd break her.
Like, I just go in my corner and cry and make funny pictures of you and cry some more. And then a little more.
No,
But no, it's been great. Thank you.
Everyone's welcome back anytime. You know, you got the free time when we're doing the show. Stop on in. I know StallionsDen shows up fairly frequently. We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I get
Thank
paid
you.
for it, so of course I'm going to turn up. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to say that. My bad. Sorry.
We only pay you in dingo meat. I mean,
Hey, I got to
Dingo
eat
meat.
somehow.
Kangaroo meat's where it's at.
Yeah.
it's too hot.
Slow
Drop bear
cooked
meat.
kangaroo.
Drop bear meat's better.
Yeah, meat, yeah.
Koala meat?
Be careful, they can rip your face off.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they're vicious. I used to have a friend and she's like 5 foot, and she would get angry. It was so funny. And I just started calling her Koala because she was short and angry. I'm like, yep, that works. So it looks like our time is up as it is 10:30. Once again, Pille.
It is 10:30.
Yep, Pille.
For me.
And Stallion and the testers, thank you guys so much for coming and answering the questions and hanging out with us. So I really
You're welcome.
appreciate that. You know, hopefully we didn't take up too much of your time. Pille, I'm sorry,
That's been great.
you gotta go to work today. You know.
Yeah, I have to, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's how we all feel. So this will be it from me for today. So again, thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for coming out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. The more people we get, then we can hit the goal, and then we can actually have youtube.com/70AC brain drain, or just brain drain. So it's based on subscribers.
No, it is. How many do we have to get?
It's either 100 or 1,000. I don't know if we'll get 1,000. 100 might be possible, but
100. Like and subscribe. Hit that smash button.
Yeah, spread the word. Spread the word.
There's
like
a
it's the
smash
zombie
button?
plague.
What's your YouTube channel called?
Sendak.
Yeah, if you look up 70AC, Karma has a link in the brain drain announcements. I'm copying it now. Copy link. It'll be in the brain drain line channel. Boop. And there it is.
we go.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie, thank you.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Wait, yep, Dooku. All right. Thank you guys for coming out, and hopefully we'll see you next month.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys
Will
for
do.
having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.